that just have to tinker with that to get it more, as successful as it was last year?
I think we all knew coming into this year that we were probably not going to replicate last year. That was a run you go on one time, I think. But for sure, you want to become better, and it's a huge part of the success you're going to have. And I think so far in the playoffs, the first 2 rounds, we've gone off to bad starts, and we've made adjustments and gotten better. And I think last games, it was a lot of good, but obviously it cost us the game. We needed one more play on all of those kills, and we didn't get it. So yeah, it's the same mindset now. Try to change the little things and be a little bit better on the details and get better as the series goes along.
Yeah, I think throughout the year there was really good runs, and then also there was runs where we were not very good at all. So I think it's been a little bit more of the same, kind of a little more condensed in the playoffs, but a little bit of the same. And so I think it's just, flushing the last game and getting back to what we know works, which is up ice pressure and taking away time and space in the D zone, and we got to block some shots too.
Yeah. So
Go ahead, Mark.
excuse me. The numbers show that Brett, that early in the LA series, early in the Vegas series, you guys gave up some goals, and then as the series went on, you stopped giving up goals on the PK. Is that reacting to what the other team's doing, or is that just you guys figuring out what you do well and, straightening out your game a little bit?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. You try to pre-scout teams, and they're doing the same thing against our PK. They do their homework. They see what works. So we come in with a game plan, and then you got to react off that and see what happens. And like you say, we got pucks were going in the first couple series, and there was more of the same in game 1. So we're going to make adjustments. We got a different plan, and we're going to come in and execute.
4th row on the right.
Mattias, you and John Klingberg went to the final in 2020 and the bubble together. Obviously, we're on some good teams in Dallas. How special is it now to be going on a playoff run with him again on a new team?
Yeah, for sure. It's fun. We came up together here, became really good friends, and played for a lot of years and came close. And when I left, we always kind of said that it would be fun to play together again, and just so happened to be that way this year, and to have a chance to be in the conference final again and to go to the Stanley Cup final is something that's really exciting.
2nd row on the left, Daniel.
Brett, how would you describe how the defense has changed with Troy Stecher in the lineup and what he's meant to the group since he's come back in? Yeah, it's nice. He's a guy with a lot of experience, and it's nice having a guy you can, he's been out for a little bit. He comes back, gets rehabs an injury, and he steps back in, and you just know exactly what you're getting from him. And that's just, he's going to lay it all on the line every shift. He's going to win battles, get pucks out of his zone, and he can make plays offensively too. So he's done all those things, and he's a really good player, and he brings a lot to the team.
Tony on the left.
Mattias, what stood out to you about Dallas's game in Game 1 as opposed to the power play, outside of the power play, and also how difficult is it to win a game in this building?
Yeah, I mean, they're a really good team. They've been a good team for years. So we know it's a tough building to win in, but it's nothing we haven't done before. And as to their team, I think kind of like the same as us. Like, they go into the 3rd period down 3-1. A lot of teams would go away, but they're not going away. They know how to win games, and they grinded one out last game. So we know that, and it was the same thing when we played Vegas. We knew they weren't going away. So yeah, we just have to do a better job in that position. But yeah, I have a lot of respect for. They're a good team, and they know how to win.
Play. There's still some adjustments, obviously, we want to make. To that part of the game, but I think, all in all, we were probably pretty pleased with that. Obviously, the special teams have to improve, and, we know that going into Game 2.
What physicality-wise, do you expect this series to be as physical as the last one, or do you approach it differently, or how do you kind of see this?
Not sure. I think, regardless of what the other team's doing, in any facet of the game, and when it comes to physicality, we want to just be as physical as we normally are. And I think, as the series goes on, I'm sure it'll continue to ramp up. You saw it a little bit at the end of the last game, but they're a team that obviously is using their power play to their advantage right now, and won them game one, and we're going to have to stay out of the box, and we're going to have to do a good job killing and capitalize when we can.
How does that discussion go with the veteran group? I mean, you can't take penalties, it's obvious, but it's obviously still addressed here. So how does that go?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the types of penalties we're taking too, stick infractions, you don't want to see. I think, it's tough. On high sticks, you're never meaning to high stick a guy or get somebody up high, but those are things that you just have to clean up. And we had a 5-minute lapse there where we went penalty after penalty after penalty, and they were able to capitalize. And we just have to move on and get ready for game 2.
Does it become about momentum? Like when you sense maybe you take a penalty, then it's going the wrong way, you got to stop taking penalties. You got to stop the momentum that seemed like it really got away.
Yeah, I think, like I said, you never want to take tons of penalties, and when you take 3 in a row in 5 minutes, it's, I don't think that happens that often, but it was rare, so, and it happened. I thought our penalty kill did some good things. You look at even their first goal, maybe if that doesn't go in, we're having a different conversation, but, we've moved past it as a group, and we're on to game 2 here.
And we chatted about this a little bit, but night and day for you from this year to last year. I know you were really gutting it out last year. How big of a difference is it to feel good, feel healthy, and be able to contribute?
Yeah, it's good to feel good, obviously, and I think for me and for us as a group, we obviously are just really focused on tonight's game and getting ready for game 2. I think we've been in this situation before. You don't want to go down 2-0, and this is a really big game for our group tonight.
I want to ask about Zach Hyman. He's the leader for hits so far in the playoffs. How surprised are you to see him on the top of the list so far with 90 hits?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing obviously a great job of that. I can't say I'm surprised. He obviously is a big kind of bull out there, and when he puts his mind to it and wants to bear down on guys and get physical, he can obviously do it. And I think he's shown that and proved that. And he's one of those players that has multiple different skill sets. And if he's not scoring, he's bringing other things to the table. And those are players that you really want to have.
Is it a motivation for you to see him that he can do it, so everybody can do it?
Yeah, it's always nice to have multiple guys bringing physicality. I think it makes it harder on the other team. It makes it harder on the referees, and to key in on guys. And when you have everybody doing it, it can wear on other teams and create turnovers and offensive scoring opportunities. So, great job by him.
The margin between that.
Obviously, last year the percentage was really good, and the penalty kill was really good. And this year it's not going as well. And maybe we weren't quite 93 when I talk about luck and percentages and things going right for you. Obviously, last year everything went right. This year, during the regular season and right now, things have not gone as smoothly as we wanted. Whether it's some bad breaks, pucks just going in the net when they shouldn't have. I think it hasn't been as good as last year. Obviously, the percentages say that. I think it's better than actually the percentages say it is. But there's things that need to be corrected and executed when the guys are on the ice.
Couple really quick, long chat with Mattias Ekholm today. Is the dynamic Mattias Ekholm trying to talk his way into a lineup, or how does that work from his standpoint?
Long talk, just checking up on his family and his son William, how he's doing in hockey and summer sports and school, all that stuff. But heck, he's feeling good, and obviously he's missing out. Watching the games is a very difficult part of it when you're not playing, and he's been in the league a long time, and this is the first time he's missed any playoff games, so he's definitely wanting to be a part of this.
And just on the division of labor when it comes to the penalty kill, so you have Mark Stewart that kind of runs it, but when there are issues, how much does the head coach sort of get involved? How much do you let Mark do his thing? What's that dynamic in working through the issues?
We do it collectively. Every morning we talk about what the other team's doing, what we can do better, what's not going well, how we can get that better, whether that's with changing our system just a little bit. We're not going to blow things up and do a new thing altogether, but there's things that you can adjust, more pressure, less pressure, routes, all those kind of things, player personnel. Those discussions are always happening when things are going well and when they're not. So it's something that we do collectively.
Second row, left, Daniel.
Chris, what was the process like of getting Troy Stecher back in the lineup after his injury, and what have you seen from him in these few games, especially since he didn't get a chance to play in the playoffs last year?
Well, during the Vegas series, we felt it was time to make a change to our lineup and adding a little more, I don't know, just we had some guys that could add something to our team that felt that would give our team a boost. And two guys that we had inserted in the lineup were Kapanen and Stecher. And Stecher has been very solid throughout the regular season. And we had confidence that he would play at some time during the playoffs. And he would be ready because he is very dependable and ready. And I think with his demeanor, I don't know, he plays with urgency. You know, he's one of the smaller guys out on the ice, but he makes up for it with his intensity and the way he checks. You know, he's not light. He is smaller, but he's not light because he does play physical and he knows how to check and doesn't get bounced off as easily as maybe some other guys. So, I just think with his intensity, his assertiveness helps with our team.
Fourth row on the left.
Chris, with the adjustments that you make, we've seen how well the team responds to those adjustments. What is it about the way that this team buys in that stands out to you?
Well, I think they're an older team. They're mature. They've seen everything, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to win a hockey game. And you know, if they believe that a change is needed to make us better, they'll do it. You know, I don't think we make a lot of changes unless they're warranted. You know, sometimes you just change things just to change the scenery, just the message. But I think we have done a pretty good job of not changing things up. And when we do need to, it's not that we've been changing things up all the time. So when there is a change, they're bought in. They understand why we're doing that. And, you know, when you've got good, smart hockey players, being able to change things is a lot more fluid. It's a lot more, the transition's easier when you got smart hockey players that they can adapt. And I think we're full of smart hockey players who've obviously have a lot of experience. So that transition is a lot easier than, say, a younger team that's not as talented.
Fourth row on the right.
Chris, you guys have a number of comeback wins this postseason. In the third period, with the way the lead changed so quickly, were you hoping for more of a pushback than you guys managed, or was it just the nature of how quickly the lead changed kind of caught you guys off guard a little bit?
Obviously, they had their pushback, and then power play had a lot to do with that. You know, I think about the chances. We had some grade A chances late in the third period. I guess the only pushback that we didn't have is pushback, put it in the net. But other than that, I thought we had a lot of great scoring chances to even the game up late in the game.
On the left side, go ahead, Patrick.
Chris, Zach Hyman is leading the NHL with 90 hits so far in the NHL. It's way more than the second one and way more than the leader had last year. What do you think about that stat? Are you impressed? Are you surprised by the way he's playing physically?
Yeah, Zach has gone from leading goal scorer in the NHL to the leading hit guy. Zach, like many other guys on our team, are just willing to do whatever it takes. The intensity is high, and if they feel that those, for Zach, for example, can make an impact by finishing checks, he'll do that. And you can have any player wanting to finish checks, but you also have to have awareness of how to get there and also having the speed. And Zach's quietly a very quick player. He's fast. He can get her up and down the ice. And then when he can get there, he's not turning away. Very rarely he'll not finish his check. So I think it's paid dividends in the first 2 rounds, and hopefully it pays dividends this round also.
Tony?
2 questions, Chris. First, we saw Jeff Skinner out there. Is Connor Brown a game time decision, or will it be good to go tonight?
Connor will be good to go.
Okay, great. Thank you. Going back to the comeback question, you guys have also had 3 third-period comebacks this season. Dallas now leads the postseason with 4. What does it take to take on a team that skilled, that opportunistic, to combat that and make sure that doesn't happen again if you find yourself in the same situation?
Well, a few things. One is you just can't sit back. You still have to play assertive and play smart hockey. And most of that smart hockey is not giving away the puck. And whether that's on the line, on the rush, not giving it up at the blue line, having those turnovers, but even in the offensive zone, making passes to the slot, having those quick transition, because then you're not in a very good position to defend the rush. And this team's very good off the rush. Another one would be obviously staying out of the penalty box. Best way to score goals is on the power play. And if you're in the box, you're giving the other team opportunities. So I think those 2 aspects are very important.